Well, I am glad you're feeling better. That is very good. That is very good. Assuming the party doesn't go all night, I will probably be here when you return. I might as well pick this up, because we'll probably get new armor soon. So having that ready to go would be good. Still haven't seen a trident, and I have Spears 5 already. Buy that, because we'll probably see a new monk weapon soon. I don't really care about getting light armor on Vaughn that much. Expose could be good. Expose could be good. First aid is fucking worthless. Brawler. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'll get expose. What's next to it? Kanya. Alright. Defense boost when HP critical. Soul Eater, Magic Lore. I could get Red Spiral. Since I don't have a Red Spiral for him yet, and I think that... So there's 50, there's 75. 125 is... here? Yeah. So, like, the 100 for him on this board is the only thing that unlocks anything. I guess it's possible that there might be espers behind some of these, but I think Oh, shit. That's right. His 75 is already locked in as well. So if I'm definitely getting his 100, and I'm definitely getting his 75, the choice between 50 and 125 will be the only thing left. But I think that's fine. Let's do it. I'm gonna want these, I think, at this point. So I think it makes sense. Don't have a Morning Star yet. Probably don't need that. Get 8. Could probably pick up guns 5. I think that multi-scale has haste. Or maybe it's the caliper? I don't remember. No, I don't really care what the espers do. There's 3 magic lores right here, too. There's so much magic lore on fucking machinists for some reason. I don't understand. I guess because the time magic. Which, like... Maybe magic lore affects how accurate warp is? Somehow, I'm gonna have to break into this chunk. And I guess that's probably just by buying accessory licenses. But the funny thing is, so if I want this swiftness... Oh, it's buried by light armor. Fuck. But accessories 21 gets me this swiftness. Ribbons right there. Stamp is kind of a funny technique. You have exposed right here as well. Let's do this. I probably should have gotten him a quickening as well, but we'll deal with that later. Don't have those crossbows. Where's crossbows 3? There it is. I don't have penetrator crossbow yet. So much battle lore. So much. Bubble. Don't have bubble yet. Do want bubble. Do not have bubble. Stamp. Can just do Ether Lore 2. Even though I don't know that you have Ether Lore 1. Oh, it's over here. What's on Archer? Don't have a burning bow yet. Phoenix Down lore. I'm gonna... I need this. Stop Doom and Disease on the Remedy lore. Charm, Traveler, Revive. Hit points. Strength on HP full. Hello. $132. Buy that. And a battle lore from down here. Okay, good enough. Wow, 3,000 license points on these guys. That's crazy. All right. Yeah. It'll autosave.
Smells less like a capital, more like a sewer.
Even empires have need of sewers. The runoff from Arcades proper pools here, those who lack papers to live in the city itself. The mighty who have fallen, and the fallen who would be mighty. Their eyes never leave Arcades.
I guess it must be a lot nicer than this place.
Oh, to be sure. Arcades reeks of a different filth. Let's be off. We can follow our noses to Draclo.
I can refund your wheel dungeon. Refund. Do you still want the spin? Or was that an accident? Okay. I sent back your wheel dungeon. What do you sell? I probably don't need many of those. I'll buy some additional remedies. Can you do 3 wheel dungeon redemptions just in case? It goes a bit against the spirit of the idea of being here for the stream, but I think you should go to the housewarming thing, so I will counter offer you. If you don't mind me taking the points regardless of whether or not the wheel dungeons are spun, then yes. If you're willing to part with 1,500 points just to make sure that you don't miss anything regardless of whether or not they get used, sure. I think that's a fair trade. You are welcome. Can you change it to healer with Divine Caress and Oracle? Yeah, you can. I really do think being a DPS would be the easiest way to do it, but... Holy shit. Max Maggoty Flesh, 70k. I'm rich as hell. I mean, I think a lot of people were thinking that that's like an... Oh, there's a trident. I think a lot of people were thinking that, like, the combo is obvious there, but, like... Nobody has done anything to make the combo happen. Wouldn't sure. I wanted you guys to cheese stuff. I wanted you guys to cheese stuff. Weirdly, I think the cheese has just been like spamming, praying for dungeons rather than like trying to exploit some of the systems that I put in. Like I wanted the cheese. All right, swap you to healer with divine caress and Oracle. Like, I think the funniest... I think what I should do... I'm going to make another note. Oops, that's the wrong button. I'm going to make a note here. Nerf Oracle at level 20. Probably like a coin flip for result. Choose 2, and it's 50-50. It's probably what I should have done for Oracle, since you could take it at level 20. It should probably be like, all right, you have to pick 2 options for to get like that could be the outcome, and I'll flip a coin and it'll be one of the 2. Also, Divine Caress might be too strong, but I don't know how to nerf it. Had a DPS here, we could force Mug and have infinite loot. Yeah, you could, but nobody has done that. Like, you don't even need a DPS to get infinite loot. Like, you could gamble with your loot on, like, that's the funniest thing is I was like, there's no restriction on the one of the things you could spend loot on is to double the rewards from a dungeon. It doesn't say it only doubles once, and doubling is exponential. So it's like there's nothing stopping like 5 of you from spending like 10 loot on the next dungeon that's run and just getting like, I don't know, to max level instantly and having more loot than what was spent across the board, like triple or quadruple. But like nobody's done that. It's very strange to me. Like if even if 5 people spent 2 loot to double the result of the next dungeon, if a loot is spun on that wheel, then it goes to 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. For 10 loot, you could get 32, and you could double 75 times. Which I don't actually think I can do the quick math on. 70 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. It's 2,240 experience. Like everybody who's like, oh, I don't know if we're going to make it. Oh, they're not going to have it. It's like, y'all motherfuckers have had 12 chances to double the daily dungeon 5 times, and you would have been done. Have fun, Fuzzy. Maybe see you later. It's silly to me. It's very silly. Now, that being said, who's DPS? I think it's Slimmy and Skid. Why did you queue a wheel dungeon, Leo? Come on, wheel. Just take your time. There it is. Now, I will say, all that babble being said, I do think that like the loot doubling for a dungeon probably shouldn't be allowed to exponentially scale like that. I just think it's funny that nobody tried. That's all. No. This is to expose. This is not fight. He is not exposed. He is not. He has not been given his goodies yet. So we're spinning the wheel. Okay. Okay. Yep. So now a wheel dungeon was spun, so if you guys want to queue for it, you can. Oracle it to 1 loot? Okay. So never mind. I'll send you guys his points back. No wheel dungeon. Wheel dungeons rejected. Again, to be clear, your raw level, no. But you have things that boost how much damage you do. So theoretically, yes. You don't have to apologize, Skid. Also, you have a new cheer badge. So congrats on that. I don't know when that happened. The right people are around at the right time. But it's a gamble? No, it's not. It's 50 extra damage. What's a gamble about that? J-Hit just has to say he wants to have chain stratagem used on the next pot fight. How's that a gamble? He could say it right now. Slimmy called a mug like 5 hours before the stream was over a few days ago. You can say you want to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. And just so you know, Skid, no, you are not still level 16, my guy. You're level 21. Many pots have been defeated and yielded you global EXP. So you have to pick a level 20 ability for us. Alright. I'll mark that as on cooldown. I do, Kane, did you pick a level 20 ability? I don't remember if you... Oh, did you say you wanted No Mercy? I think you might have said you wanted No Mercy. And I just never wrote it down. I do need somebody to give up a pot. Or a loot, sorry. I do need somebody to give up a loot. If you guys... Yours? Okay. You got it. Skid here for the daily. Alright. We can spin again. Let's see what we get. Save this. Open the other one. Bring it on screen. And give it a spin. Go with Star Diver? I'll mark that down for you. Make that orange. I will add a bonus stream level up mark down. Okay. Can he self-recharge his own mug to just Infinilute? No. No, I would let a mug from each individual source stack. And I think I would let a loot expenditure from each person stack. That's it. I think that's what I would max it out at. That's still a ridiculous amount of rewards. Like an insane amount of rewards. But yeah, I think it would require everybody choosing to opt in. So it's like a buff on the dungeon from each source. It says you can recharge abilities with loot. You can, but you cannot use that. You know how when you have a debuff on a target, and then you use the ability that applies that debuff again while it's still active. What does it do to that debuff? Does it add a second one, or does it refresh the first one? Take a Vuln stack and get another one? That's not the same thing. That's not what I asked. Actually, the best question would be a buff. Okie dokie. We could do another spin, Skid. You got it. You got it. Come on, give me a good show. Oh. That's a pretty good shuffle. We like that. Well, we'll try again. Come on, split my colors up. Do it. Coward. Coward shuffle button. That's pretty good. I'll take that. All right. With the power of chain stratagem, another magic pot is defeated. Shortly after becoming vulnerable, even. Shockingly swiftly defeated. Let's see here. We already did $30 Steam, so it's a 50-50 for the last one. Or for the second to last one. So for 1, 3, or 5, we'll do the Amazon. And for 2, 4, or 6, we'll do the Twitch. It's a 1! So add a $30 Amazon slice. And then the tier 1 6-month sub will be from the 9th pot. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. Duplicate that to Amazon. Or sorry, 30 Amazon raffle. Sweet. Move that pot. Try to get this shuffled up a little bit. The shuffle just does not want to give in. That's close enough. When is Stardiver useful? When you want to fight the pot. So Leo's gonna Oracle for the pot. Recharge. Okay. You guys have tomorrow too. Just as a reminder. All right, recharge. Loot spent. Put that at 7. Recharge Chayla's for 2, so she spent 4. Clear that out. Stardiver. The idea behind Stardiver being useful was that. If you wanted to go straight to the magic pot wheel without needing to spin for it. I think what I've realized is that I made Oracle do the same thing but better. At least at level 20. And it's currently the meta. We could call it the meta. So, so you want the pot wheel up for that then? No, since you just picked it, Skid, I wouldn't charge you loot to change it. Normally, yes, but you literally just looked at it and picked one, so I'm not gonna make you worry about it. Let's see here. Save this. Open. The pot revolts again. The pot is starting to realize that he might be getting bullied. It's the meta because there's been no DPS around. That's also true. But I mean, like, It is functionally speaking. The only thing that I think using, I will say this, I think Stardiver is better than Oracle because it doesn't require a wheel spin. As you realize now, you could have just been DPS and chain Stardiver. Yep, you could have. Yeah, so like, I think Stardiver does not require you to spin the wheel. You just say you want to use the ability, and we go straight to the magic pot wheel. No MP cost incurred. That's probably the only difference between it and Oracle. Where Oracle, you have to presumably spin the wheel, but you get to choose the outcome of the wheel when it spins, is what the idea behind Oracle is. So, yeah, I think Stardiver is good because it is a free shot at either the pot wheel or fighting the pot if the pot wheel has been spun previously, which is about to happen right now. One of my original ideas was that each of these loot ones was going to require taking loot from everybody. And I backed off of that because I was like, that could be a lot. That could be a lot of loot gone. I regret backing off of that idea. No. This pot is strong as hell. This pot has 250 hit points, and you guys are at 221. But you could still make it vulnerable now. Somebody owes me a loot, or he is going to... Yeah, you would probably want a dungeon. Yeah, somebody has to pony up a loot. Current loot totals are... Chayla, 26, Fuzzy, 23, Leo, 23, J-Hit, 24, T-Rob, 24, Skid, 18, Slimmy, 13, Kane, 14. Skid. Loot spent. +1. Oh, okay. -1. All right. I will mark him as being available to be fought. Anything else? Now you mug and I spin and we go to the dungeon. Okay. So you're gonna oracle this wheel spin to find a dungeon? One. You don't need to mug a second time. You can recharge it for the next dungeon. You can contribute 1 mug or 1 2x loot to double the rewards. Might get it naturally? Alright, I see. But I will mark you down for spending a loot to recharge your mug, so that it's available for potentially another dungeon, which just costs you 1 loot. I will open up the wheel, and we will spin and see what we get. Free MP reward. It's okay. Nothing important is happening in Final Fantasy 12 right now. Like, you think people came here to watch the video game? No, 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 no. No, surely not. Surely not. So what do you want to do with that? Yeah, there's only one pot slice right now. But you didn't want the pot. You wanted the dungeon, which there's 3 dungeon slices. Are we sticking with the free MP reward, or are we pushing it to something else? You're gonna oracle it to one of the dungeon ones? You lose 2 loot. You use 2 loot to double and another 2 to recharge. Yeah, so we're oracling a wheel dungeon. What do you mean? Oh, okay, I see. You're using 2. Okay, in tandem, yes. Your mug is active for this, Skid. Your mug is active for this. No worries. Okay, and in tandem, Chayla is spending 4 loot to. Okay, so your oracle is still active. Got it. Still available. Exactly. You recharged it already, so you will have mug available for a potential additional dungeon. All right, everybody. A wheel dungeon has been spun, and it's going to give buku rewards. Because let's see. A guaranteed loot from mug, or double the loot if a loot is spun. And then Chayla is doubling all of the rewards for 2 loot. And anybody else who wants to spend loot to double the rewards, you can just stack that to a ridiculous number. Like I already did the math for you. You'll double that shit? Yeah. Yeah. J hit, loot spent, +2. 2 loot to 2x from you. You are already mugging it, Skid. I think it's one or the other. Mug is kind of like a half of a 2x loot. So I think you're good. It doesn't double the experience, but I promise you, with 3 people doubling the EXP, this could very easily be the last dungeon you guys need to run. Okay, now we're at 4. You won't need to. You won't need to. Okay, let me mark down 2 from Kane, +2. 2 from Leo, +2.
I have been summoned to break things.
Yeah, it's gonna get broken. say you want to spend 2 loot to double the rewards from the next wheel dungeon, or the next dungeon, and I'll mark you down for some loot spent. All right, everybody, make sure you queue up for the wheel dungeon. I have Leo, J-Hit, and Chayla right now. Make sure. Yeah, I'm already aware of that. I'm already aware of that. Make sure you queue up for this dungeon. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a big one. I just think it's really, like, it's still so funny to me that it took till the second to last day for this to happen. Shayla. Oh, and Fuzzy gets credit for this because he spent triple to make sure he didn't miss any. Shayla, J-Hit, Leo, Fuzzy, T-Rob, Skid, Kane. Yeah, I have you marked down as spending 2 as well. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 2Xs and a mug. Just to be clear, I have 5 2Xs and a mug. I'm going to have your daily dungeon T-Rob 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and Fuzzy by proxy is 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I think that the only way I can attempt to balance this in retrospect is to limit everybody to only doing it one time, so that it's a community contribution to get it to be broken. But yeah, I like I said, this was an outcome that I foresaw on day 1, and I'm surprised that it took until now to happen. I was like, yeah, you could do some silly shit. You could do some silly shit for sure. Gil. You are not needed, Skid. It is on autopilot at this point. Yeah, I am a little appreciative that nobody was like, I'm just gonna blow this shit wide open because I see this like obvious exploit and I'm gonna like ruin the natural progression completely. I'm a little appreciative of that. But I think this is gonna be pretty funny. I mean, like I said, even hitting max level doesn't guarantee rewards. You know what I mean? Like, it helps. For sure, for sure. It was a lot of info. To be fair, I dumped a lot of information on you guys, and I'm not surprised that people may have even just forgotten that that was an option. So either being stingy or being forgetful, like that's, you know. It's I fully whoa. Yeah. I mean, and like I said, I think Kupo Podi Pade. Yep. I will admit to it being potentially overly complicated. But I also you could say that was by design. You could say that was by design a little bit. I wanted people to try to get, like, invested in it and figure it out and see, and, you know, like, try some things and maybe figure out some combos and stuff like that. I wanted it to be engaging. Not necessarily difficult, which I am afraid it ended up being a little too difficult. But I wanted it to have some depth that would allow for experimentation and, you know, trying out different things and seeing how they worked out. So in that regard, I think I succeeded. But I do think that ultimately it was probably a little bit too much information all at once. And I think what I might do next time is it maybe some of the functions of loot or all of the functions of loot should just go on the wheel to be spun. Because I think that would have taken away some of the pressure on you guys to, like, remember stuff and be thinking about it. And it's so funny that Fuzzy's book talks about how precious save points are when... Look, there's another one 2 screens later. Maybe I won't make it to that one, but... Oh, Lord. Actually... You don't have any loot. You actually don't have any. The one dungeon that you've queued for did not generate loot, so you are at a big fat goose egg. An excellent try, Shayla. Very, very smart. Very, very smart, but yeah, you actually don't have any. I didn't include his name in the readout that was requested of loot tallies because it was 0. You are level 20 though, Windmaster. You are level 20, so you actually have access to a second ability. Enough global experience has been generated that even though you have not done any of the side dungeons, you are level 20. May you trade loot amongst yourselves. You guys really think you need to square this number again? If you have 500 MP, you could queue for the wheel dungeon, and you're gonna get a lot of loot, Windmaster. You're gonna get a lot of loot. I spend 4 to give Windmaster 2. Oh. Yeah, I guess if you want a 2-to-1 your loot to give somebody loot, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Boy, that seems like a slippery slope, though. That seems like a slippery slope. Windmaster has queued for Wheel Dungeon 7 and Wheel Dungeon 14. And J-Hit spends 4 of his loot to add 2 to Windmaster, which I actually, it's all formulas, so I don't actually have a good way to give him 2 loot. I'll change his formula will be special, +2. The Kuda Dragoon. No, he's a spear boy. Slimmy is a spear boy. You get your shit right. He is a spear boy. Oh, this wheel dungeon is going to be insane. Yeah, so Windmaster, all you have to do is say that with the 2 loot that J-Hit has graciously given you, you would like to double the rewards from the next dungeon. And we will be at a 6x boost. The same person, that's fair. He'll do the thing. Oh boy, howdy. That's a lot. You guys... Making a note. Maybe doubling dungeon rewards over and over again is busted? Question mark. What time do we need to spin that dungeon? I don't even remember when this all started. What's the timestamp on that first wheel dungeon? It looks like Leo was the first one. 6:53. So about 10 minutes. It's not even as broken as it could be. I already showed you how the math is fully busted at 5 people. So yes, it is. It is as broken as it could be. Entering the capital, you have credentials? Yeah, of course I do. Well, I don't see any. We can't just throw open our gates to you vulgars, you know. Especially not the lion kind. Well, that didn't work. Well, 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 there's a sight for sore eyes. Didn't think I'd be seeing you again. Not here. Oh, wonderful. Enter the street ear. A pirate would do well to smile, wouldn't want to sour his reputation. You know this guy? An old friend. He's a street ear, a peddler of rumor and hearsay by the name of Jules. He'd bite a gill given him by his own mother and shave it in half to pay for her funeral. Shave it by half. Sometimes an ear with tight purse strings the order of the day, like when a pirate decides he fancies going up in the world. To the city, you know a way? In Arcades, knowledge is power, and power has a way of opening doors, boy. Now a fool will buy a sack of feathers for his pillow, but a wise man, he'll buy the whole stinking cockatrice and get his fill of meat into the bargain. So, wise man, how does 1,500 gil sound? Nah. You would do well to learn the ways of the world, boy, lest the world have its way with you. Cheaper. I don't think it's going to let me do it for cheaper. Alright. Bright boy, you learn fast. I call this meeting to order. Tell me, boy, heard any rumors in town? Actually, I did hear about a man who picked a bag of coins out of a barrel. Bags and barrels, eh? A boy would do well to bring that morsel to a man named Beasley near here. Tell him what you've heard. Got to find Beasley. Oh, that's the wrong way. Oh, Beasley. Nope. 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 Furman? You're not who I'm looking for. Wrong. Otto? Nope. Beasley. What? You're telling me that you know the bloke what's taking me coin? Oh, it was him, was it? What are you gonna do about it? Okay, well, I did what I was supposed to do. Back to the guy. Jules, I did the thing. He's not here. There he is. You told him just as I told you? Good boy. I'm not sure what any of this has to do with going up in the world. Oh, witness the power of knowledge, my boy. See, it begins. Fight, 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 fight. Hey, 'tis a fight. Beasley's gone wild. Now's our chance. Thanks, Jules. Never thought you'd go for such a meager price. Pirate should know that words are worth gil unaccountable. Here's some words for you. The prodigal Bonanza sons come back to the imperial roost. See? Words of much value, these. Bah.
You're gaping like a fish out of water.
I'm just checking out the city. Even if it is the Empire.
You've changed, Vaughn. You were always marching to your own beat. Almost like you were impatient, even. In a good way.
Maybe it's because I've seen more now. Never imagined I'd ever come this far away from home. Hey, Lars is here in the city, isn't he? He's a tough one. I wonder how he's doing.
You always were a soft touch, Vaughn. You know what's amazing? I always thought I'd go my whole life without meeting people like the Princess or Lord Larsa. And here we are in the capital.
I know. It's a little over my head sometimes.
Good, Vaughn. You've come to understand the difficulties of serving royalty.
Hey, I'm just along for the ride.
That wasn't a complaint, was it, Bosch?
Right. Let's get moving.
Hey, don't change the subject.
Right.
Ash is on fire! Quick, put her out! There's like there's like a vent that she's positioned right next to during that cutscene. That's kind of funny. Sneak into the Draclor laboratory. We go our separate ways here, Vaughn. I have some business to attend to. We'll meet again later. Huh? Hey. Is there a... no. I wish to find shops. Huh. Shops. Magic shop? Magic shop. Surely they have banging magic, right? No. No, they do not. Terribly depressing. Chop Master. Trade pine chops for sandalwood. People spend their whole lives trying to get their hands on pine chops, and if they're lucky, a chop of fine sandalwood. You have all the gil in the world, and it won't buy you respect. Only chops of pine or a chop of sandal will win you that. Represent your contribution to the greater good of the Empire. Common citizens might come by pine wood chops enough during their daily lives, but it takes a soldier or some great deed to earn sandalwood. Oh. Thou must progress further. Let's see if there's any new techniques I could buy. Nope. Yes! Give me maps. Chop Master. Okay. Well, let's look at the map. Oh! Sword, but no armor? Boo. Boo, 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 hoo. Boo, 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 hoo, hoo. I must check the sword. It's very important. What's this? Cap guide. I'll talk to you in a second. Vint's Armaments. Alright, Vint. Oh! Oh, blessed day. What do you got for me? Can't use it. Can't use it. I was right. It's new poll time. Give me that evasion back. Burning Bow doesn't do fire damage? Bro. I'll buy that too. Sword, halberd, blah 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 blah. What about you? Light armor 8. Need that license, and I don't have any license points. Mystic armor sure would be nice. And would you look at that? God damn it. Yes. Damn it. Uppies. Strength boost instead of speed. I'll kind of miss the speed, to be honest. And I took away all your license points, right? Yes, I did. Regirt. I have Regirt. I need this. 60 points. Okay. Understood. It appears that the Chop Masters also have the Officer Jenny Nurse Joy problem. A large extended family that all have the same profession. Yes. That is correct. I can't buy any gambits, but I'm going to go in here anyway really quick because I am looking for somebody. That Bonga that I helped with the research in the desert. I'm wondering... if he's around somewhere. Alright, I suppose we should spin that dungeon wheel too, shouldn't we? I'm hoping Granch here has some ammo for me. How big can it go? How big can it go is the question on everyone's mind this day. The dungeon wheel is here. And we shall see exactly how big it can get. Your cry went unheeded? Did you seriously, like, at Slimmy in the Discord? Oh my god. You're unhinged. Alright. There it goes. All right, Leo. Positioning is awfully convenient. You're telling me. You're telling me. Leo has crested into double-digit loot spent territory. The first one. Yay, Leo. Round of applause for Leo. He's the least loot hoarder. By one. Alright, 70 plus loot that gets doubled 6 times. 70 times 2. Times, that's... The loot gets doubled 7 times because of the mug. Or wait, hold on. Let me think about this. Chayla, Leo. J Hit, T-Rob, Windmaster, Kane. So we get 6 doubles of the EXP.
Pictures taken instantaneously.
And 7 doubles.
I'm a photographic genius, if I do
Of the
say
loot.
so myself. Okay, get ready for an instant memory. Look at the camera. Ready, say, Fuzzy Pickles.
Fuzzy Pickles. So, if my math is right, it's 6 doubles for the EXP and 7 doubles for the loot. So 70 doubled once is 140. Doubled twice is 280. Doubled a third time is 560. Doubled a fourth time is 1,020. 1,120. Doubled a fifth time is 2,240. And doubled a sixth time is 4,480 experience. And the loot doubled 7 times. One doubled is 2. 2 doubled is 4. 4 doubled is 8. 8 doubled is 16. 2, 3, 4. That's 4 doublings. 5th doubling is 32. 6th doubling is 64. 7th doubling is 128. You'll never guess, everybody. You're all level 30 now, except for poor Slimmy, who wasn't here. You're all level 30 except for poor Slimmy. Yep. You are. That is true. That is true. You were like dungeons. I'll do that when I can min-max the shit out of them. Yeah. And just to remind everybody, because I did post the EXP curve, but most of you have likely forgotten. Earning 4,480 experience from one dungeon, the entire amount of EXP that you needed to hit level 30 was 4,500. So, you know, you were only short 20 from the full 30 levels. I am going to... Did I do this with a formula? No, I did not do the EXP costs with formulas. I did raw numbers. I wonder if I drew this formula out, if I could figure out what level you guys... I'll do that. I'll do that for tomorrow, maybe just for fun. See what level you guys would actually effectively be if the level cap wasn't 30. Take Nature's Mini Amplifier as your 30. Oh yeah? Why is that? Why do you want that one? Wait, oh, as healer, yeah, that is support healer, isn't it? No reason. No reason. Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with 158 loot? Why do you think Amplifier would be good with 158 loot? What makes you think that might be the case? You do not have ammo. Why don't more weapon shops sell ammunition? Equilibrium? Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, the level 30 abilities are not going to have as much of the impact as I was hoping they would have at this point in the game. Because you guys have enough loot that being able to self-recharge abilities it's not going to be that... It's not going to matter that much. I thought it would be cool to have free recharges that wouldn't cost you loot, so you could spend loot on other stuff, but yeah, I don't think that spending loot is really a concern anymore. Wasn't there another shop down here? Oh, no. No, like I said, I there's a reason why I wasn't like, oh no, you guys aren't allowed to do that. Oh, that would completely ruin the integrity of my completely made up and for fun game. Gosh, we can't have fun in this game. It'd be silly. The game's integrity. The thing that I made up on the spot, on the fly, over a few days. Goodness. What will I do if my game is completely exploited? Oh, jeez. How will I ever overcome this severe, like I said, it's never what this has been about. I just want something fun that you guys can do in chat while we're hanging out and playing a game. And if it's fun, to completely blow the system wide open, who am I to say that you can't do that, And like I said, I fully recognized. Yes, thank you for tri-acing my little game. I think it goes to show. I appreciate you guys being respectful of it as well. I think that the engagement with the game was like exactly what I was hoping for. It was honestly perfect. I appreciate that everybody was like trying to use their abilities and trying to find little ways to like, make improvements and have fun. But I also appreciate that somebody put a little bit of time in and was like, actually, let's just fucking rip this thing wide open because we can. Because he, didn't put any limits on this. So I think that is the kind of engagement that I wanted with it as a fun side thing to do while we're playing Final Fantasy XII. So I would feel it would be very weird to try to go through and be like, oh no, you guys got to work way harder in order to accomplish this arbitrary goal that I set up for funsies. So I think I have to take the air cab now, right? By the way, there's a save crystal in the aerodrome that you can go to. There's a save crystal in the next area that you can go to. Somebody needs to really contact whoever made Fuzzy's strategy guide to be like, listen, you can save 4 times after this warning that you gave with no effort. Oh, I need 3 or more chops. Oh, that's not good. I don't have any of those. If you lack a chop, you pay coin. That's 1 million gil. I will probably make some adjustments to the game because I do feel like the healer meta is pretty obvious in hindsight. I do think that I don't think it's that the other job options are bad. I just think that Oracle in particular is probably too strong, and Divine Caress I think is a neat idea. But I think that it will probably... I don't want to just put them both the way of RNG because I think that destroys the class. But I think that some way to make it so that it's not quite so influential when you're doing a small number of spins per day, I think that's where the problem comes in, is that it's really obvious how advantageous certain slices are, and once you get next to them, it's like a easy ringer for like, I'm always going to be able to use this ability at some point if there are a small number of spins throughout the day. I think its power comes from the fact that its minimal optimal outcomes make it an easy and obvious reusable choice. So make the spins cheaper and the recharge more expensive. I think alternatively, what I would do is probably try to buff some of the other level 10 options, which I already did for a couple of them, but to make them a little bit more competitive, I think Oracle needs a nerf because it's too strong at level 20. As a level 30 ability, I'm actually totally fine with you being able to pick and divine exactly the right spot. But I think as a level 20 ability, it's a little overpowered for getting through the last 10 levels. But as a level 30 ability, I think it's totally fine. So I think a small nerf, like I said, I think maybe if you take it at level 20, then you have to pick 2, and a coin flip decides which one you actually get. I think that might be a little bit better. A little bit less of a, I have to take this at level 20 because it's so good, and also, like, I'm going to keep recharging it and reusing it because it's so good. Like, up until level 30, I feel like that would help balance that out a little bit. But I think buffing the other level 10 options to be as good as Divine Caress would be the other way that I would make changes. Rebound. You can pick another space that's the same color. That could, yeah. Also, something along that lines. Yes. Yeah. I have some ideas for it for sure. But like I said, at the end of the day, I was kind of fine. Like, I appreciate that not everybody was like, oh, actually, Divine Crest looks, let's just stack those so that we always have access to it. And you stuck out your choices. I feel like outside of maybe Tank's level 10, I tried to change, and I think it's probably still not good enough. So I got to probably re-envision that one in particular. But I think being able to respin for free if you don't like the result is really good. Maybe that just needs to come. I think Rekindle, the small buff that Rekindle needs is just, if you respin it, you can't spin the same thing again. And I think if that's the case for that one, I think that makes that about the power level that I would want it to be. Yeah, Oracle, I see that Oracle is too strong at level 20. If you could really only justify taking it at level 30, I think it would be better. So, but I wanted the level 20 and level 30 options to feel good. To be clear. So, I wanted those to be like, oh yeah, we worked pretty hard and got to this level, and so there you go. I almost have 1,000,000 gil, so that's not that crazy. Having a spot of trouble, are we? Who dat? Oh, look who it is. I have a message from Master Balthier. He's waiting in Central. He says to come quickly. On this, but we need a chop. What is a chop anyway? When a boy wants information, that's right. 2,500. Okay. Why, an upstanding citizen of the Empire carries a chop. It's a mark of status sometimes, a writ of transit others. If you were aiming to go to Central, where the gentry live, I think you need 3 chops. How do you get them? Like I said, the key is knowledge, boy. You do your part here on the street, talk to the right people, you'll earn your chops in no time. That doesn't sound so bad. Oh, people in Arcades love doing good deeds. Why, if they're helping you out, it must mean they're superior. Understand, boy? Not sure I do, but I'll give it a try. Thanks, Jules. A friend of Master Balthier's is a friend of mine. I hope you guys had fun with it. Like, again, ultimately, That was the goal. I just wanted it to be fun. And it was an attempt that was always going to be rough around the edges, but I thought it would be something a little bit more interesting than what I did last year. Because I thought that the coins for powers was good, but a little tedious to grind and keep track of. And I thought if you just got to sort of like choose what types of power-ups you wanted to have, that would make more sense. So that's where a lot of the inspiration came from. So I just gotta talk to random people? Commit this tale to memory. Yeah, I mean, to be blunt, that's the whole point. The whole point is all of you guys who just... everybody who just sits in the channel and grinds MP to be able to request me playing games... Oh, I get one at a time. Yeah, it's there to take MP. That's the point. That is the point. That's not going to change. Hey. All right, we got one. Interesting. Yes. Well, and just to be clear, I like to think that the MP that's being spent, like, it is not a real currency. It is a currency that I like to reward people for earning. But I'm pretty sure the giveaways, like the amount of money that I am spending on the raffles, more than outweighs the amount of time that is being invested and transferred via MP into the game. So the value proposition here of, also he's giving away over $100 in raffle prizes if we spend some of our fake currency that costs us nothing. Like, that is why it costs MP, is because I spend real money for the investiture of you guys' time. A revolutionary dish. Time is money, pal. That is what I like to think as well. And I think that if you guys have spent the time to earn the MP, that turning that time into money for you as a reward is good. And Leo, I will encourage you once again to remember that that is not the only thing you can spend MP on in the channel. If what you're asking me to do is become more innovative with the types of ideas and ways that you can spend MP to be to come up with other options, then that's great. But like, I would like to think that if you're hanging out in the channel and you're watching the stream, then the games that I'm already choosing to play are interesting in some way. Not necessarily all of them. But I would like to think that some of them, or maybe an average of most of them, are like stuff that you like and want to see me play. So it's like, in my opinion, the compulsion and the need and the drive to try to save up to get to that point value to do another game is odd to me, because I would, and like I said, in general, I'm not saying, I certainly don't think anybody has exactly the same taste in games that I do. But I'm hoping that for the most part I'm picking stuff that's fun to watch and that's enjoyable, right? So it's hard for me to really see where the drive comes from. I put it there because I think it's a valuable reward for the amount of time, but also the reason that it increases is because I don't want to spend all my, like, I don't want to just play the games that other people want me to play. I do want to play stuff that I like too. So at a certain point, the reason it scales up is to de-incentivize feeling like you have to have complete control of every game I play on stream. So it's a bit of a catch-22, and I don't mind that some of the impetus is on you to decide what you think is worth having invested all of that time in having me play. But I would also encourage you to remember that from my perspective, I have stuff that I want to play too. I bought 24 games in the Steam sale, not all of which I necessarily intend on streaming, and a couple of which I absolutely intend on streaming. One of them is Graveyard Keeper for Kane's request. But like, there is a world where at least a few of these games I would like to play on stream. So, right, but you're saying that like the fact that it goes up, if it was 200,000 every time, there are a number of people here who could fill my reward request queue with games instantly if the price didn't increase. So it does turn into like year round. I am always playing something that a viewer has requested. So that it like the reason the price go up is because if it didn't, 200,000 is actually not that much. And to be completely honest with you, Leo, I have considered on multiple occasions making adjustments to the system. One of the major reasons that I haven't is because it's hard to go back and undo what's already been done. And I don't want people who committed a bunch of points to things in the past to feel like they would have done things differently, or that they regret doing things the way that they did because now the system is different. There's been some suggestions where if the game was small enough, having reduced or having the price reflect the size of the game is a more appropriate system than worrying about like how many times one specific person has requested a game. I would actually tend to agree with that as a system. If I could go back in time and do it that way to start with, I think it does make more sense. Being able to pay, maybe only 100,000 for a game that's 10 hours versus 500,000 for a game that's 50 hours. I think that would actually make some sense. I would still be nervous about running into a scenario where I'm frequently playing games from viewers, but if a game is relatively short, something like if somebody really wanted me to play Signalis, that game was like a 10 to 12 hour game for me, right? So it doesn't make sense to try to have that be worth 200 or 400 or 800,000 MP. I agree. But part of the problem is that's sort of how we started out doing it. And whether or not that's for better or for worse, I don't have a way to know. Because I can't... I can't really change. I have thought a lot about how I would change it, and I don't like the outcomes of most of the ways that I would do that. Right. So yeah, ultimately I realize that it's not perfect. Yay, I can ride the cab. Food. Okay, thank you. Didn't bring me a little teaser bowl of soup though. One of the little guys would have been fine. Oh, okay. We'll try it another time. Very cheesy. Probably not for me. Yeah, fair enough. Thank you. I think that like I said, the part that I struggle with more than anything from my perspective is how important it is to some of you when I feel like and like I said, maybe it's just that the current rewards are not the current other options that are cheaper, more affordable, something that you could do more frequently are just not good enough. And I'm sort of fine with it. I have not thought much that recently about how I could make changes or add more things that might be better incentives for spending MP on. So that is, I think, partially on me. I have been sort of fine with the status quo. I think if anything, the middle ground that I would try to strike at this point in time with... Why is this wet? With the system is I would make an addition without removing what is currently in place. But like I said, my goal with utilizing the channel point system has always been to try to find stuff that feels like it adds Yeah, I really do. I try to find things I don't know. It's tough. One of them being the game wheel, which we have not done a wheel day in a really long time. I'll take the blame for that. I've just had a hard time scheduling one, and my balance of work and how much I've been traveling has been a little screwy for the past year or so. So I haven't really taken the time to do a wheel day. And so maybe that's part of it. Is that we really should do more wheel days. And I think originally when I conceived them, my idea was, well, we'll do a wheel day when the wheel is full of stuff, when there's a bunch of options on the wheel. And I feel like for the most part, while that was initially a good drive for people spending some channel points to add games to the wheels, looking at the light wheel right now, I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10 things on the light wheel, and the dark wheel has 12. Which that's probably enough to get us through a wheel day, but it's not a ton. It's not a ton. It's certainly not like super full like maybe I would imagine. Yeah, but also they're permanent. It's not like the addition that you make doesn't go away just because it doesn't happen necessarily soon or there isn't one planned. Okay. So that hypothetical is super interesting. Maybe people spend MP to put a game request on a wheel, and every year I play 2 requests from the wheel, and if a game is short enough, maybe I would play another. I would play another one. I actually really like that idea. If I were to put a price tag on it, and if we are saying that the games need to be not long RPGs, something that could reasonably be completed in a we'll say a week of streams. A week of streams for me is about 20 to 25 hours. I think there's an extra 0 there. I think there's an extra 0 there. I think that's a typo. 50K. If I were to put a price on it, my knee-jerk reaction was 50K, but honestly, I think what I might do I would do 2. I would do 2. I would do a 25. I would do a 25K, and I would do a 50K. The 25K would be reserved for games that I may be able to beat in a single stream or a single sitting. What's up, Slimmy? And I would say that a 50K wheel would be something...
Pictures taken instantaneously. I'm a photographic
We'll let Fuzzy
genius,
Pickles play.
if I do say so myself. Okay, get ready for an instant memory. Look at the camera. Ready, say, Fuzzy Pickles.
I would do a 25K for a game that I could reasonably beat within a stream. And I would do a 50K for a game that I could reasonably beat within a week's worth of streams. And I'd be fine with if you guys think that it being random, but inevitable, like maybe not necessarily inevitable, but like yeah, it stays on the wheel. Yeah, I think once the points are spent and I've taken them from you, they would just be permanent on the wheel until they got spun. The other thing that I could do every time the wheel is spun, for every option that isn't selected, I increase the size of everything that carries over by 1. So that means that the longer your thing is on there, the bigger its slice gets, the more likely it gets spun, and you can't get constantly beat out by new additions. It's not a guarantee necessarily that it will be that I will get to whatever you've added quickly, but if your slice has been on there for 10 spins, but people have added a bunch of other stuff on there since then, your 10 weight slice versus their single weight slice obviously becomes much more likely that it gets selected. One game on the wheel per person at a time. I don't know if I would limit it that way. I think I would limit it a different way. If you add a bunch of games on there at once, I can't spin your stuff back to back, and I will keep a note of which one comes from everybody. You can't get 2 in a row. If I spin another one that you've added, we just respin. Which would, I think, partially de-incentivize adding like 10 things at once, but might also make it so that, you know, maybe you add 2 or 3, and like, yeah, sure, maybe every now and then somebody gets lucky and their thing would have got spun a second time. We just respin it. We just respin it until we get somebody who hasn't had something just played. Now, I think all of this would be in addition to the existing system. I think the existing system does not go away. If you want a big honkin' playthrough of a game that's like 100 plus hours, that's going to cost you 200,000 points baseline, and it's going to increase every time you want to do it. I think that should stay where it is. And I think that if we do this wheel system for smaller things that are easier to afford over a shorter period of time and easier to play through over a shorter period of time, that it comes as in addition. The other part of this that I still think needs to be true is that the expectation should not be that I am ever playing more than one viewer game at a time. That would carry over to the wheel, where I would, you know, maybe we alternate, maybe based on the queue I alternate, or maybe if there's nothing in the queue, we just keep doing the wheel games. But I think the expectation should be that, like, for that much cheaper amount and for the shorter size of games, like I said, I would do 2 categories. 25K, the assumption is that I can beat it in a stream. I'm not going to slap anybody if the assumption ends up not being true, but the assumption is that it's something I could beat in a single long sitting. So something that is approximately 5 to 8 hours long or less. That would be 25K. And then the 50K would be something that if I were to stream it for a week straight of my schedule, which is approximately 6 hours on the weekends and 3 hours on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's 9 in the week, and 6 and 6 on the weekend is 12. So that's approximately 20 hours. That is what I would put up for 50K. 20 hours-ish. And if I'm not saying if it ends up being 30 or 40 that you're banned, but do your best. How long to beat? When I look at how long to beat for any game, I'm gonna go to how long to beat, and I'm gonna look up Dark Cloud as our example. Dark Cloud's how long to beat is broken up into main story, main and extra, completionist, and then an average of all styles. What I tend to do to ballpark how long it takes me to play a thing is I look at what it says for main and sides and what it says for completionist, and I try to find an average ballpark in between them. It's going to take me longer than main and sides, but it's probably not going to take me longer than completionist. It'll be somewhere in between. I like to do a lot of the stuff, but I'm never really going to go for 100% on a first playthrough of a game. So if you want to use that as your metric, that's kind of... And I can help vet this stuff as well. I froze. You froze. You froze. Your face froze. Did I actually freeze when I had that up? I'm gonna go back to it. Just having... Huh, weird. I wonder why... I'm gonna have to replace this camera, you guys. Weird. Anyway, I think that that's how I would do it. That's how I would try to parse it. Can I beat it in a single long stream? Can I beat it in a week of streams? And ultimately, I am the final arbiter on that. I will take your suggestions, but I will also be sort of fact-checking them, doing my best to understand whether or not I think that they fit that categorization. So, and Kane, if that's true, I don't actually know how long Graveyard Keeper is. Let's just take a look. What does it say? What is my Graveyard Keeper? Graveyard Keeper, no, does not qualify. Main and sides is 56.5, completionist is 72. So I would say that's probably, you know, a 65, maybe 70 hour game for me. So that would be too long. Keep making me play Toho. You can put Toho on the wheel. Those would be single ones, right? You can beat most Toho games in a single sitting. They're not actually that long, right? You could certainly put Toho on the wheel. I'd play him easily if you're not going for one credit. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, Leo, it's a bit of a guessing game. If you have experience with the game, you can use that to try to judge and figure out how long it might take for me. If those are the values that it gives, I'd say it's maybe a 20 to 25 hour playthrough for me, which right at the top end of a 50K on the wheel. Right? So I think that while it might be pushing it a little bit, we're not going for absolutes. I want to make that super clear. We're not going for absolutes on this stuff, okay? This is just general guidelines. We're just trying to come up with as best of an estimate metric as we can. I am not a tyrant. I'm not here to try to I went 5 minutes over 20 hours. I'm keeping your points and your band and I'm unsubbing you from me and you can't use email. We're not playing that game, right? We're just trying to find a nice balance. Say perhaps someone wanted to put a specific series of games on the wheel, but one of those games is really bad, but also really, really short. I would really rather prefer bad games don't go on the wheel, but you know, if the rest of the games in the series are worth playing and you just kind of gotta tough it out through the nasty bits, then yeah, I guess they would probably have to go on there. And like as always, I have final say. I will reject if one of y'all motherfuckers thinks about being a silly ass and putting Superman 64 on one of these wheels that we're theorizing about. I just want to make it clear. I'm going to take those points, I'm going to keep them, and that fucking shit's not going on the wheel. That rule stands as it does with the existing game requests. The wheel requests follow the same basic. Overblood is only 3 hours casually. That is another good example of a game where I will take your fucking points, and that shit does not go on the wheel. So choose wisely. I would encourage you not to try to do that. Hempulius made like 30 games since it's a me. Yeah, okay, well, that's a thing. It's I don't think... Do you have 25,000 channel points? How many channel points do you have? It's kind of a lot. Not quite yet. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I do think that this solves maybe... I think that this suggestion is actually really good now that we've kind of talked through it, and I think... You know, some of the wiggles and the concerns about it are pretty easily addressable. So, I think it certainly makes sense to be something that, you know, we could start doing. I think the only thing that I would need to determine is the frequency that we spin the wheel to do these requests. I do think that, like, it will kind of be based around whether or not I have existing higher point value requests that I'm trying to play through. But obviously, we could maybe do, depending on the size of them, 2 or 3 back to back, especially if the wheel is getting quite full. So ultimately, all of this would just be down to judgment, and it's my judgment that matters most. But if you guys all agree that this seems like a good alternative avenue, Yeah. I think it does. And yeah, like I said, maybe putting a whole series on the wheel is not like the best choice, because I do think that if I knowingly spun a game later in a series that is intended to be played in order, that then we just have to respin it again. I guess alternatively, if you just wanted to throw down the points, I could add the slices on as they became relevant. But what I may do just flatly say is, if you're considering doing something like that and you want it to be played in a specific order, you can add the one at the start, not any of the other ones, because I think that there is a small abuse there where, since the size of the slices would grow if they were all on the wheel at once, then it would just get successively bigger and bigger with each spin, and I feel like that sort of incentivizes. Yes, you would add the second one after it's been pulled off the wheel. I think that is a small restriction to keep in mind that's probably more of an edge case than anything. But I would say that, yeah, if you have a series in mind, you would add the first one. Don't try to add the other ones. Wait until we get the series started. Then you can add them progressively as progress is made. So, I think that sounds good. It's happened a few times. No. It's happened once. Neo and Neo 2. When is the other time? SO1 and 2? Yeah, but you told me I didn't have to play SO1, though. And I just made the executive choice that since it's a short game, I wouldn't mind playing both of them. And I think for the most part, like having played them now played both of them now, you were right. I just had a good time getting to know honestly the gameplay. The gameplay was a lot more important than any sort of like tangential, slightly related story connections that you can make. That aren't really that important to the overall plot. But learning Tri-Ace gameplay was like kind of a big deal for me on that first game. So okay, I think like I said, I'm not hearing anybody be like, no, actually I hate this idea, it sounds sucky and you shouldn't do it. And I think that there's enough good feedback here from you guys. I really appreciate this, by the way, because obviously, like I said, I've thought about it. I just hadn't really come up with a good way that I felt like would still capture what I wanted without feeling like it sort of... Ouch. I have a hangnail. Fucking... Get out of there! Without it feeling like it, devalued or de-incentivized the efforts made previously. But I think a wheel tacked on as a way to play smaller stuff is honestly, genuinely a really good idea. Especially because, like, not only the size of the game being smaller, but having it be on a wheel, also allowing it to be like, well, you're not paying for priority. So the cost of the priority is one of the things that I think is the value of paying a lot of channel points. If you're not paying for priority and you're just paying for, well, he'll play this sometime. I think that's a really good way to balance out the really expensive cost. So, like I said, the other part of it obviously is that I'm not, if I see a game like, what's an example? If I see Breath of the Wild show up as a request to be put on a wheel, obviously that shit's not serious. So just recognize that I will still be being judicial about what goes on the wheel. And that's, not something to be abused. It's still a system of trust. I place the trust in you guys to recognize what the intention is and do it well. But I absolutely reserve the right to slap some of y'all down if you try to be silly with it. So, okay. I got some food. I'm going to step away and eat. I feel like that wraps the conversation up pretty nicely. I will work on getting those MP actions added to the list, probably between today and tomorrow. And yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going to vet them. Yep. So yeah, I guess, for those of you who have a lot of channel points and you're interested in having, a random chance of me playing a game that you want me to play that's, again, either quite short or relatively short, this is a good opportunity for you. Also, Slimmy, if you're still here, if you want to spend 500 MP on queuing up for a wheel dungeon, if you have 500 MP, I know you're hurting a little bit for the old MP right now, but if you wanted to spend 500 MP for a wheel dungeon, I would let you get credit for the other one. Bubsy 3D only took you 4 hours. Yeah, I think that's going to fall under the Superman 64 clause, Jay Hit. You know it. You know it. You know that that's the case. You know it. Oh, shit. I just lost you guys. Oh, I hit the button on my mouse. I'm back. You know that that's going to fall under that clause. You watch yourself. Okay, let me go eat. I'll be back. As all of you buzz and percolate ideas for short games that can go on the new game wheel that doesn't exist quite yet.
Where is Chair Kitty? Surely one of them could play in your stead.
She did not want to stay, sorry. She's in play mode. I had to pick her up off the chair, or off the stairs. She wasn't gonna want to chill. She's real feisty right now that the little kitten is sick, so puffy-eyed and lurking at the top of the stairs. Poor little buddy. Alright. I have some chops. Yeah, his right eye is very puffy. And it's watery, and it makes a little bit of extra gunk right now. So, if he's still not feeling good tomorrow and it still looks kind of bad, we're gonna take him to the vet on Monday. See if there's something they can give him to help out. So pleased you could join me. Jules had a morsel for us. A light airship used by Dracula researchers is just up ahead. We'll take that and go in through the service entrance. Let's make haste, shall we? Okay. Yeah, we're going to take him to the vet on Monday if he's still got puffy eye. Because right now, I mean, like, as sickness tends to progress, you know, when you first spot it, and then over the next couple of days, you know, it tends to get worse. But we want to obviously make sure he's starting to feel better, so. Yeah, right now, like I said, literally right now, I just saw him running up and down the stairs, but, like, he's just sitting on the top step from on my side of the door, and he just curls up in the corner and just lays there. I guess that's comfy for him, but
Your Honor. Our forces sustained but light casualties.
You have leave to withdraw. One detachment will remain here to guard Dracula.
My lord.
Do you think they're onto us?
It would seem not, though this will make our task more difficult still.
certainly took your time getting here, didn't you? Off seeing the sights, perhaps? Not likely. Do you know how long it took to get the chops to get up here? What's that? But I gave Jules some chops. Jules. Tisk tisk, the squad of judges has been sent to Dracula. You'll find the service entrance rather a difficult proposition, I'm afraid. You're doing, no doubt? So you knew how the Ministry of Law would move, so you had Vaughn out collecting chops until the judges could reinforce Dracula. Of course. Tell me, how much did the Ministry pay for word of the prodigal son? The Ministry? Oh, judges make poor customers, my friend. Too many rules, too many laws. Perhaps you didn't know, Master Balthier, that Dracula is a toy box these days, filled with your Lord Father's conceits. All developed without the Senate's knowledge, of course. Why, not even the Emperor knew the full extent of Dr. Sid's operations. Now here's the catch. Since Vane had himself declared dictator, nary a peep has come out of that laboratory. I know people who would sell their own mum for the merest scrap of information about the goings-on inside Draclor. People like Rosarian sympathizers worried about the Empire's weapons programs, or anyone else who might be opposed to House Solidor hegemony. So we create a disturbance, and you get your windfall of dirt on Draclor. And in exchange for your service, I've spoken to a cabbie. When he asks where you want to go, tell him you know where to go. Simple, no? Ah, a deal. Brokered in true Arcades fashion. Why, it's just like old times, Jules. Brings a tear to my eye. Good to be back, eh? My regards to your Lord Father, Master Famran. Rather, Master Balthier. Anon, anon. So is it this guy? You know where to go. You want to go there, eh? You sure? Yes. All aboard. So, this Jules, is he some old friend of yours, Balthier? You two seemed close. Close enough for fisticuffs. Driver, faster, if you please. I would be loath to expend any of the violence of my present mood on my companions. Sir? Yes, sir.
Where to?
Come, this way.
It's too quiet.
Passing strange. There are supposed to be guards here.
Maybe you were just lucky, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're just optimistic.
Something may be afoot. We proceed with caution.
No time for caution. Step to it. Sid's chambers are on the top level.
Okay. 66th floor. Something's not right. That's not a door. Oh, this looks fine. What happened here? They got beat up on. What do you mean what happened? You are with him? You are with him. Hell of an accusation. Let's check out this way really quick. Because it doesn't look like it connects. Help me? I don't think I can, dude. I think you guys are kind of owned. Oh. Only one way then. Okay. Me go uppies, please. Let's check out 467. Why not? Don't think you'll get away with this. Kind of looks like I already have, because you guys are all incapacitated. Stay away from Dr. Sid? Is he through that door? I guess I'll check it. I don't know what's on floor 68, but... CDB?
He's had visitors. One's lacking manners by the look of it.
Someone after the Nethicite?
The XII, was it? 6 years, and ever since you got back, this. What madness found you there?
Up above us! Drop bulkheads 5 and 8! Be to it!
They found us.
His earlier visitors, more like. We should lie low for now.
No, we'll use their confusion. We need to find Sid now.
Oh, I probably needed that. Oh. Well, now I get to explore. What up, boys? getting chains, license points, and EXP today. I don't think you can poach Imperials. Hello? Why are you not keeping up with me? Okay, there's more bulkhead controls here, which are probably relevant for getting into the room down there. Yes. There isn't really anything. Yeah, let's go check that room out. Yay! Okay, not that yay. Free claymore that I can sell, I guess, but... What up, boys? Oh, the dog breaks my chain. One balance mode. So do I have to go back up? Change the bulkhead. No, if I change the bulkhead... It's blue on both sides. Ah, shit. Let's go to 68. Maybe that will offer some clues about how to maneuver around 66. This almost has to be bulkhead control. Okay, it is. Rats! Probably could have poached those. I assume this is bulkhead. Yes. So we don't actually want to do this. I want to A, explore as far as I can on this floor, and B, I can get back to the elevator with blue open, or with red open right now, which means I should be able to explore more of floor 66. A judge? What are you doing in here, giving me an X potion for free? Okay. So that's all I can explore. So we would want to alter the bulkheads again from this other room to get further down to the bottom side, but like I said, I actually want to use this opportunity to go back down the elevator to 66 and see how far I can get around it down there. Is this also bulkhead? Yes. So let me just feel around here really quick. We have to do that. Oh, another bulkhead in here. I don't know if I need that just yet. Because I can go this way. This is the entrance. Another bulkhead. I definitely do need it. I do need to hit this one. This will allow us to get to some of these other extremities of rooms that I haven't been to yet. Monster? There's a monster here. What? No. That's crazy. Oh, this is interesting. Because I have not been to the room to the north. I think the only way to get there would be to use this over here. Whoa, what up, boys? Now I just have to get back. Another elevator here. Direct lift. Oh, okay, so that's your hint on what you actually need to do other than wiggling around on these 3 floors. I gotcha. This is open. Some dingleberries are arriving to give me their high potions. So I'm guessing floor 68 has access to the direct lift. And I think I went to both of those bottom rooms down there before moving on. And I did those 3. Yeah, this floor does not have a spot for the direct lift access like these 2 do. So yeah, we need to go to that bottom area. And I believe I went top right and top left, but all 4 of those bottom ones I have not been to. So we want to try to get to those before we go to the direct lift. That's bulkhead. We don't need it. What's in here? Literally nothing? Okay, Final Fantasy II. Dead end? Hmm. There is a room down at the bottom and I can't go anywhere else, so I think I need to go in. Or, let's get, yeah, no, let's get here first. Oh, it's bulkhead. That's the way to the direct lift, which I don't necessarily... Oh, what's up, boys? How do I... It's closed. I gotta need to go backwards around the other way. Hold on. This is bulkhead, right? Yeah. Oh, that don't work. Hilarious. So you have to do bulkhead from down here. I think we need to go back this way. Okay, but that's red. This is just always open though. So now let's swap it really quick. So now we're on the other side. I'm pretty sure I went in here. Yeah. We need to use the being on the other side here to our advantage, though. So I have not been down here yet. Okay, that's blue. So yeah, just this bottom one, and then I can go to the lift. There's nothing down this hallway, no chest. Okay. What's in here? Silver liquid. More of them. Get his ass. Am I gonna play some 14 tonight? Yeah, probably after stream a little bit. Might hop on. I gotta get my Jumbo Cacpot results. My triple consolation prize. Per the usual. Why, what's up? What you got? I'm silly. I need blue open. I gotta go all the way around. Wait a second. This doesn't get blocked. This, okay, I need red. Yeah, I would go with. Oh, you can poach these guys for pebbles. Highly valuable loot. I mean, you can solo queue for the Alliance raids. You don't have to run them with people. Like it'll fill up the full 24 people. Oh, this. Oh, wait. Did I miss these? My silly ass. But yeah, just the two of us can queue up for the Duty Finder. No, you can queue into the Alliance raid Duty Finder completely by yourself. You don't need to supply. You don't have to have one person in each party. You'll just get put in either Alliance A, B, or C. I'll still go with you, but we don't need. You don't need. You can. The Duty Finder allows you to join any duty in the game by yourself.